All right, welcome everybody for another round of Process and Practice with President Kurt at Montserrat College of Art. I have a great honor to welcome my next guest. Wang Yang is a Chinese painter and has been living in San Francisco since 2018. She received her BFA from the China Central Academy of Fine Arts in 2015, and an MFA from the Massachusetts College of Art and Design in Boston in 2017. Juan's work, entitled Outcast, belongs to the permanent collection of the Kaffa Art Museum. The painting Summer Whisper, collected by, what's the family name? Kopolutzis?
Actually, I don't know how to
There you
pronounce
go.
it.
Okay.
It's too long. Yeah.
You wrote, but Family Art Museum in Greece, which is why we're having trouble saying it. That's fine. Which is, I didn't know that about you. That's awesome. She believes art has the potential to inspire and empower, to shape lives and carve soon-to-be trodden paths. She paints to explore the world, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to make sure we talked with her today, to make sure others could hear about that philosophy, which I think I share and I think is great. But I think before we get started on the substance of Process and Practice, I'd love for you, Juan, to tell us a little bit about where you're from in China.
I was born in Changchun, is a northeast city in China, and like half of the year in Changchun is like in snow. So that's the reason I go to Boston to finish my graduate school. And I love my city. It's a very cute, small city, and the people living there is very friendly.
Well, that's great. And I'm sure San Francisco is very different.
Yeah, yeah.
As well. But what a great city to also be in for art, culture, and all
Yeah.
things. Great. So a great place to be for now. So let's get started. And my first question is, how, if at all, has your process and practice changed, let's say, pre-pandemic to now? Give us a little insight into how you've sort of been processing these things.
Yeah, I set up a home studio on March 17, the day like San Francisco ordered shelter in place. Actually, I prepared for this because I experienced the outbreak in China during the January when I visit my family. And so I went back to the United States. I'm just worried like everything will come again. So I set up my home studio. And I like my art practice, I don't see a lot of change. The only thing is about the art material, because the local store, they start to close the physical store. But luckily, I still can get connection with their manager. I send message to the manager, and he is very friendly and I deliver the material to my apartment. So that helped me a lot, and I really appreciate they kind of still support the artist, like help us like to keep making art. And I think for now, like art is more necessary than before.
So in the subject of your work, I think from a practice standpoint, it sounds like you've created a home studio versus your regular studio, which I would imagine you haven't really been to. And it sounds like you've also had some changes in material access. So how has so subject matter and also technique or materials, how's that all of that changed, if at all, during this period?
Yeah, I before that I usually doing a lot of resin and wax in my studio in Design District, because that place is in a warehouse, so I can like destroy some part is fine. But in my apartment, is everything became more easy to handle. So I start to use more like watercolor on paper and acrylic on wood panel, and I start to stretch my the canvas by myself, because it's easy to handle the scale and easy to store in my apartment. And I feel like that part changed, but I also start to learn how to build a connection between different kind of material, like how to find a similar thing between like watercolor and wax. Like wax painting is more like solid and a little bit 3D thing, but watercolor is like, seems like different, but they have some similar thing with each other. So I think that helped me like to think something bigger about, like, it doesn't matter about the material, it's more about myself, like
Mhm.
how to like use different kind of material to support my art idea.
Great. So, about art ideas, have they changed or been informed at all about what's been going on, or have you seen any evolution or progress in that area for yourself?
Yeah, yeah, I see it changed a lot during this year.
Hmm.
And because I changed, like I became very frequently checking news mostly every day. Like every day when I wake up, the first thing is like checking the news, both in China and in the United States. I feel I'm trying to find some good news to like give us hope. Mm, so I can see the upside thing from the realistic, but
Hmm.
also the luckily part is my painting is became more positive, colorful this
Hmm.
year, which is very excited because myself and the outside of the world is like in a crazy way, but my painting became more calm down. I feel it is a gate away from myself from the realistic. So I made I became very productive this year. And the first serious painting I made named Kung Fu Zoo. And that one is I question myself, what is my Kung Fu Zoo, both from my body and my mind. And after that, I made another series named Bloom. And I get inspiration from the flower I buy daily from the market. And I just can see the beauty from the very tiny thing. And I try to capture it during like this time because I have more time to do that. And recently, the series I made named Sunday Jazz. So you can feel like the title is very chill and relaxed. So I think that is a truly magic. Like the painting helped me to find some peaceful from my inside as like also can show to other people the beauty of something.
Oh, that's wonderful. Love that. So it's an exciting evolution in your work. So you seem really like really upbeat and positive about
Mhm.
sort of, these tough circumstances have really opened things up for you in a positive way, which is
Yeah, yeah.
kind of a nice juxtaposition of things. Um, Question for you also is, and I think people will be interested in how how your relationship with galleries and curators in a show. I know you and I have spoken before, and you had brought up having to sort of curate and work with a gallery in Beijing remotely, and just the change of that dynamic. I was wondering if you could share a little bit about that, or any other stories you might have associated with just the management of your work. There's the making, but there's also then, the process of showing it and continuing to be out there in the art world.
Hmm. I think, yeah, like the pandemic definitely changed a lot of rule in the art world. And for example, like all the art fair almost canceled, but part of it like changed online. And I think the gallery or art fair or the auction house, they are start to think how to doing something online. I think that is more convenient and more effective to the people because like for a small institution can get more connection with the bigger world. And I really like it. And like during the time when in China, I have a few phone call with my gallery in Shenzhen. And also when I came back to the United States, we still like have the connection and we set up a few meetings during March when China locked down. And I feel it's very effective. Like we discussing what we need to do in 1 hour during the phone and we can just set it up. And we plan the show like in this October, the end of October for my solo show. That is my first solo show in China. And although I couldn't be there, but I think it's kind of will be very successful because they organize everything and I mail all the painting back to home. And also I get connection during the summertime with a fashion brand and we plan to have a spring show next year. And the name is 破茧 in Mandarin. And the meaning of it is cocoon break, means like reborn. I think that is a perfect time for like China to accept some refresh, reborn, like everyone can find a way to express something. And also during this year, I also get connection with some institution and gallery in Sweden and Denmark and also Korean, because like most of them is like working at home and they start to doing work on internet, they can get more connection with other country. I think that is a really good way to help the world like tied together, like being more close to each other. So actually we are like San Francisco is still shelter in place and we are at home, but actually we are not really real in isolation. So our mind still can get connection with more people.
So do you feel like your work is, just to go back to one of the things you said at the beginning, I completely agree with you. There's more connections. I feel like actually I'm having more conversations than I was before. Being able to see the person, interact with them versus being on the phone. I think there is in a lot of cases, even though you can get tired of the video piece, I think the quality of the interaction, at least for me, has been higher, which it sounds like for you as well. As far as the way your work is being represented on through the online tools, do you feel like it's being seen in the right way or interpreted in the right way, or do you see some limitations even when it comes to that?
Yeah, that is really like in the beginning, it's a challenge for myself because I'm a painter and I'm not good at in technique.
Right.
So I have to practice like how to do the photograph my painting. And because I'm at home, I have to like set up the line, learn something about the professional photograph. And also I need to do like some part of the job, like it's used to be the gallery job. I need to like writing something about my painting to support my art statement. And I need to think about the viewer when they see my artwork online, how they see it through a small iPhone or on computer. Yeah, but I don't think that is a bad thing. I think it's more convenient like to reach more people. And I start to organize my Instagram because I think that is can be a small gallery too, and also some like platform in China too. So, so if the pandemic like already here and we didn't see like for a long time, it can get back to normal soon. So we have to accept it and adjust the life in that way to find a tool for ourselves to support the artists.
Well, thank you so much. This has been a really rich conversation. I want to thank you very much for your thoughts. I just really am very grateful that you agreed to do this. And I can't wait for people to see this. So thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Any final words before we sign off?
I'm so honored to be here too. Like during the whole shelter in place, I get more connection with the people in East Coast. That is so excited. So I just hope like everything can get, when everything get back to normal, like we can meet each other in person. That would be so excited.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, thank you so much and really appreciate it.
Thank you.